Hello, all my lovely cameos, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Violin, and whether you take your day of rest on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, it's time for a weekend of fun and relaxation. We're going to pull some cards, look at some messages, and get ourselves ready for the week ahead. If it's your first time coming to my channel, welcome, hello, lovely to have you here. Little disclaimer before we start, this is really all for fun and tasty sounds. You don't have to take any of this too seriously, but if you find this is helpful, or you resonate with any of the messages in this video, or even if all you get is some really good tingles, then I am happy to have worked a little bit of light in your life. And as you can see here, I'm going to be using the Rose Oracle today, and I think we're just going to do something a little different. I know I like to use multiple decks in these readings, but I think for today we're just going to do one deck. I'm feeling like we need a little bit of loving ourselves and others, putting that out in the world. So that is what we are going to do this weekend. And I got some lovely new mics and a lovely new light, so I hope this will up the quality of my videos. You can do a better shuffle than that. How was everyone's week? Did you have a good week? How was work? Or how was school now that school started back up again? What am I doing? How do I normally like to shuffle these? I feel like it's this way. Since school started back up, for those of you who are students, do you have a favorite subject or favorite time of school? Do you have any projects that you're working on yet? Or have you made any new friends? It's been a while since I was in school, and so I'm just kind of curious how other people are going through it. Definitely a wonderful thing to be able to learn and grow alongside others. Ooh, okay, so we're starting off with the second bloom. This one is a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. So we have, I believe, pulled the bloom before on this channel. But the second bloom is about second chances. So some of you have, sounds like some of you have had that time where what you have been working on has come into fruition, which is awesome and amazing. And then maybe it seems like you've gone into sort of a period where you feel like you've bloomed and now the petals are withering and everything's dying off it's time for you to go back into hibernation. However, some of your buds haven't fully bloomed yet, or they were waiting for the right time to bloom, and that time is now. You're getting a second moment. It's an invitation to surrender to a second bloom. If we properly allow things to end, new cycles will always come. So, some unexpected things are about to bloom for some of you. Maybe you feel like you've already gone through again that acquisition or accomplishment of what it was that you wanted to do. Or maybe you feel like you missed that period, you missed that chance, you missed that opportunity. This card is for you. It sounds like some of you have some unexpected new surprises coming your way, some surprising new beginnings, and I am really happy for you. That's really awesome. If you guys have any ideas what you would like for next Sabbath day, just let me know down in the comments. If you'd like to see some other, a different set of oracle decks amongst the ones that I have, maybe mixing it up, or if you want to see another shuffle together, like the ones I've had for the Rebecca decks, and the crystal, the Moonstruck decks, please just let me know in the comments. Or if you want to do another single deck shuffle, or pick a card, those are fun, I think. Or if you have something entirely new in mind, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm not sure if you guys should encourage me to get more oracle decks, though. I have plenty. I'm thinking about that one Rebecca deck, the new one that's come out. I'm not sure yet. Ooh, okay. Morning dew. Clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. This is really going hand in hand with the second bloom. Morning dew is kind of like a cleansing sort of thing, I feel. When you wake up in the morning and it's rained in the night, then everything is sparkling and moist and nourished. It's an opportunity to begin again. It brings the message that clarity is on its way. A new start and a change of perspective are possible. So sometimes it might feel like you might need like you're confused on what to do next, or you feel like you're floundering a little bit. And this card is just gently telling you, alerting you, that you have a fresh start on the way, and don't worry, you've got a chance is coming to see things in a different perspective, to reorient your worldview according to what is better in alignment with you, with God, or the universe. And a positive outlook as well. I feel that a lot of us can get kind of down in the negativity of the world, especially with all of horrid things that are happening almost on a daily basis. But when we bring positivity to our viewpoint, we can bolster ourselves and muster the strength that we need to combat those things, I believe. So this is kind of just like a washing away the old, bringing in the new and nourishing it. Really great card. So I'm going to show both of these cards because I was forgetting which side was the right side, and I thought I was checking to see which side was up. And I'm really liking both of these cards that have come up. So we're going to start with, I'm going to set these such that I remember which side is right side up. And we've got Mother Rose, which I feel is such a perfect card for what I've been thinking about today. The message is returning to each other, compassion, humanity. And I'm recording this on a Wednesday, so those of you in America know what what things happened today. And it just makes me think, when I'm looking back at all of this, that empathy is one of our greatest strengths. A lot of people might say that it is a weakness, but I personally believe that compassion and feeling for each other and loving each other is one of our greatest strengths, one of our greatest points of connection. It allows us to, again, connect with each other and heal each other and help each other. Let me check to see what the guidebook says. It's a time of great division, learning and unlearning. It's definitely a time of great strife all around the world. And I think it is important for us to allow ourselves to soften, to put down the walls, those hard, jagged walls of hatred and fear and division, putting those down, cracking those down, letting ourselves be seen as soft and nurturing and empathetic, allowing ourselves to connect with each other and hold each other to help each other. That's what I feel like this card is calling for us to do. And then in tandem with that, we had the sun, and this is joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, and play. So I think one thing that is tremendously important when going through difficult times is having joy, finding the good in those bad times. In some corners of the world, there are things going on that need to be fought against. And one of the greatest methods of resistance, as I've heard, and in my opinion, is joy. People who are in positions of power that do not want the best for those they're over, they want us to be burnt out, dragged down, effectively fed to the machine. And one of the greatest things you can do to resist that is to have joy, to play, to energize yourself, to find things that help you regain energy, or nourish you, or nurture you, or heal you. I am also reminded of the sun being a nurturing star, but also if you get too close, it will scorch you. So I feel like this is almost a two-sided card. Joy is a soft and nourishing thing, and it is dangerous to those who wish to oppose and oppress freedom and the innocent. But it heralds a time of joyfulness, enjoyment, and bliss, and it also can represent the inner child as well. In addition, it can be a call to those of you who might be working hard all the time. It's a gentle reminder to stop and take some time for yourself, to let yourself play a little bit. Let yourself have some fun and enjoyment. Life is not all work. It's not work, work, work all the time. There are things to be enjoyed in it as well, and that's what this card is calling us to do. I'm really happy with what we're getting so far. It was my hope. I'd had the idea that I was going to do one deck for this particular weekend video, and I had just hit on having the rose deck be my deck. I wasn't really sure why, and now that I've gotten to filming today's video and I have the rose deck and I've been thinking about what's going on, now I understand why I was feeling that this was the deck to use, because I think it's really important that we have some healing energy in our life right now. I do know that the Healing Waters deck is also one of those kinds of deck as well, but the rose is kind of like a motherly version of that. Very beautiful and soft and feminine. Kind of like, I mean, all the Rebecca decks are very soft and full of feminine energy and spirit. But that's not to say, first of all, that they can't be for the masculine as well. And indeed, each one of them that I have has at least one card referring to masculine energy. And the second thing is we need to... I had something I was going to say, and I think I forgot it. But I think that with the rose, there is the growth and the nurturing and the kind of acceptance involved, because the Healing Waters are definitely nurturing and cleansing, but I think what we need right now is less of a cleansing and more of a tending. And I wanted to look at this card that's on the bottom, and this is Sophia. It says Divine Plan, Wisdom, Intelligence Within Destiny. I think this is a really interesting card to pull as well, considering all the cards that we've just pulled. It really feels like we're in tune. We've got a theme going. Sophia, a Greek word meaning wisdom. This card has some interesting imagery as well, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it quite because of the light. But on this card, first of all, there's a rose overlapping a galaxy, but secondly, something that I wasn't quite noticing before is that there's a spiral going through, kind of like a DNA double helix almost. And it makes me think of the information that is encoded in DNA and recorded in it. So this one has to do with the divine plan. The card has a message of trusting the intelligence that brought you here, So what this is making me think of is there is a divine plan. Everything is going according to according to plan. Sorry, I had to put it in for my fellow geeks and weebs. But I would say that this is a gentle reminder that nothing is unaccounted for, even those surprises, those unusual things that we don't necessarily expect. They're all part of the plan, whether they be good or bad. Those good things bring you bounty, joy, abundance, love, and ease of suffering. Those bad things, we can use them as teaching moments, as moments to help us grow stronger. And I would say with everything that's going on in the world right now, a lot of times it feels like there's no plan. It's like things are going wrong, everything's crashing down all the time. And I think it's important to remember that there are two sides to this helix, the good and the bad. There's also good going on as well. People are fighting against injustice and wrongdoing, no matter how small those actions are. And I would say especially because I believe that God knows that everything is going to happen. And you might be asking, well, how does that work with free will? I believe He knows all the choices that are going to happen and all of the consequences or the actions that come after it. So He knows every single permutation that can possibly exist, is my thought. That's part of what this divine wisdom is. He knows everything that has happened, is happening, and will happen. And it's kind of like, I think it's encouraging in that He knows everything is going to happen that is going to happen, and it's something to let yourself be held in, because there are bad things, but there are also good things coming too. And basically just trusting in that plan and working towards helping accomplish it. Do any of you have anything fun coming up next week? Do any of you have anything fun you're doing on the weekend? My work schedule has it such that my weekend is a little bit different from everyone else's. So my free days are a bit different, but my family and I are excited because this weekend we're going to go see a movie, one that we're very excited about. Our youngest brother has been assisting in getting our parents and our uncle caught up. In short, it's the Demon Slayer movie. We're really excited about going to see the Demon Slayer movie. And so we're getting caught up on all of the episodes that we haven't watched. And kind of the last one to do so. But I am enjoying watching it. So yeah, I'm excited. And I think it would be very fun to dress up as well, because some of us do cosplay from Demon Slayer, so I'm excited about that. What you guys If you want to drop down in the comments one thing fun that you're doing this weekend, let me know. Let's share our joy together. Let's brighten up the space. Ooh, okay. So we've got a wild rose. Do it your way. Embrace your uniqueness. Untamed. This, I think, is a very interesting card, considering the ones that we've gotten already. And the wild rose is about embracing what it is that makes you special. If I can find the tree. Ah, yes. If someone says that you're not normal, say thank you. If someone says that what you're doing isn't normal, say naturally. A wild rose knows that no one rose is the same as another. She doesn't try to bloom in a neat row according to a schedule. So this card comes with an invitation to do what would make you feel most free, to trust in the very thing that makes you stand out. Now, this speaks to me as an ADHDer who grew up not knowing she was ADHD, but still very much feeling like she was a bit different, or she did things a different way. She didn't want to be like the other girls that she knew about necessarily. She had her friends, but she would hear of like girls that were into makeup or boy bands or idols or that sort of thing. Girls who were obsessed with their looks, all that stuff. And she's like, I'm not gonna be like those other girls. And I'm sitting in front of you today wearing makeup, having a curated wardrobe by myself, and it's intentional in that I do not do it for everyone else. I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing what brings me joy. And my tastes have evolved over the years, which is absolutely and totally fine. People grow and change. It's just natural with the seasons. An absolutely natural thing, especially because everyone grows and evolves differently. But anyways, I have learned, and I'm still learning, to embrace those things that make me me. I feel like this year has really been a year of kind of breaking out of those glass walls that I didn't realize were there around me. I felt like I had been trying to be myself, and I do my best to be myself. But this year, the mask, I feel, really came off, and I got to know myself in a much deeper, much more authentic way. I definitely feel like those glass walls have come down, and the rose you see before you is a pure and authentic wild rose. So this card is an encouragement to all of you lovely cameos. Maybe you feel like your silhouette is a little crooked, or maybe it's a weird shape, or maybe you don't like necessarily how it looks, but it's what makes you you, and you should, I believe, you can absolutely look at what makes you you and embrace it, as long as it's not harming anyone. I feel like I have to put that disclaimer, because there are some things that we do like, and they are harmful to ourselves and others. So whatever helps you flourish and grow, embrace it, even if it's not what society says is the norm, especially when it's not what society says is the norm. thinking of my crystal gridding video that I put up this past Tuesday, which, as I was listening to it when I was editing it, I was like really enjoying the sounds of the stones against each other. It's really tasty to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I'm just thinking now, I wonder if there is a crystal grid that has anything to do with roses. I feel like that's a question for Ethan Lazzarini. Hopefully, it would be nice to have the physical book. Hopefully, there's an ebook version of his crystal gridding. This one. Ooh. The Return. A new story. You decide. Alignment. It's coming together. I feel like we might have pulled this one way back when we first started. Return. I found it. So, this card, I remember now, this card is similar to the Bloom, which is the realization of what you've been working towards. However, this one is much more powerful because it signals a massive shift, a metamorphosis almost, a transformation in your life. It often takes time, but this shift is part of the change that goes on in the world. People go through cycles, I said this before. People grow and evolve, and this is one of those largest points of growth and evolution, one of those most significant points of growth and evolution. So some of you may find that you are going through a period of, or about to go through a period of a great shift or a great change or great evolution. It reminds me of the Moldavite card in the Crystal Portal Oracle, where there's a metamorphosis, a transformation. And this card also has to do with everything coming into alignment as well. Your outwards surroundings, your outward body is coming into alignment with your spirit and your soul and your mind. Everything is coming together. Everything is working together for this great and wonderful shift. I feel like it works really well, especially with the second bloom that we pulled first. Maybe some of you are experiencing a second bloom, but it's not just a second bloom, it's a return. It's something larger and more significant and more powerful than maybe you expected. A very interesting lineup, I feel. I really like what I'm saying. It's always just so delightful to pull a bunch of cards with the intention of helping others and to see what messages come across. last weekend's weekend video and monthly, which I thought was very interesting because for those of you who watched both videos, you will notice that I pulled Pyrite as one of the cards in the weekend video, but then I also pulled Pyrite as the support crystal for our lunar cycle, and I found that very, very amusing. It's like a double whammy of abundance and power. Well, double whammy of abundance. But jade also has to do with harmony as well, and good fortune. And then pyrite has to do with willpower and determination. So, a very powerful combination, I think. Very, very fascinating. And like I said before, I find it very amusing that all of our main crystals for the past lunar cycles have been abundance related. Okay then, I think this one goes perfectly well with what we've been talking about. This one is Plant Yourself Here. It has to do with integration, embodiment, and grounded action. So a somewhat self-explanatory card. Having to do with inviting your soul to come all the way in, letting yourself feel your body from your fingers to your toes, letting yourself be in the here and now and the present. Someone who is grounded knows that they don't need to pick between heaven and earth. They are a bridge between both. They're a weaver of worlds. They have the earth in their body as part of their body, and then their soul is of the spiritual world. But it's an invitation to commit fully, more fully to your life as a soul having a human experience. It's also, I believe, because it says grounded action, because achieving what it is that we want to accomplish does not work unless we put in the work. Faith without works is dead. If any of you have heard that before, it's very, very true. You can ask for something and want for something and pray for something, but until you put in the effort towards it, it is not necessarily going to happen. For those things that I think that you ask for them and then they come almost immediately, it makes me think that there's been some effort already put in to those things, and God, or the universe, if you believe that, is answering with, yes, here you go. But again, until we put in the work to make things better or to do whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, you're not going to get very far. So that's what this card is a reminder of. You have to be fully present in the moment, letting yourself experience what's going on. It can be hard sometimes to not escape, especially for me. One of my coping methods, I believe, I don't know necessarily that it would be called maladaptive daydreaming, but it's definitely daydreaming. And I typically think about like scenarios about like the fandoms that I'm in. It's definitely an escape from what's going on. And sometimes I just need to be reminded that life is not all fan fiction and dreaming in your head or staying in that dreamscape. If any of you have played Star Rail, life is also reality. It's waking up, interacting with people, taking care of yourself. And I think sometimes we just need to be reminded of that. And I think that's all the time that we have for, but I'm really happy with what we drew. Again, if any of this was helpful or you resonated with any of the messages in this video, or if all you got was some really good tingles, then I'm happy to have worked a little bit of light in your life. Feel free to leave a like or a comment or subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Stay sparkling, cameos!